once, back again, square one. Try to leave myself behind. Looking for a better.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Masaki, and I feel like I've just been doing Vault videos for the last like 4 or 5 days, and I just finished my Vault video, and of course, like we get dropped with all this new changes for Vault. I have no clue if anything changed on the Shadow side, but on the Immortal side, it's like it's freaking pandemonium, man. It's chaos. Nobody knows how to do it. It's like it's ridiculously scary. So here I am, your boy Masaki, bringing you some clarity to what's going on. All right, so let's talk about how the new queue system works. So overall, I want to first say, I think this is actually a step in the right direction. Dude, we were such nerds, man. We would literally queue for the vault in a line, and it's ridiculous. Like, we would just basically touch ass. Can I say that? I'm not even sure if I can say that on this channel. Touch butt, and then stand in line. And of course, it's like that system also has its own flaws, but by and large, it kind of works, right? So the new queue system means that we don't need to stay in line anymore. What this does is it does free up the party leader, which is always one of those really annoying things where the party leader kind of has to just sacrifice almost an hour standing in line, can't do anything, watch other people hit like ancient mobs and getting legendary items. It kind of sucks. So the new queue system makes it so that your party can actually go do something else together. And the queue will still be fine. So how does it work? Basically, unlike before, what you can do is you can walk up to the vault. There is a button that says Find Party, which you can use it. It's almost like the party finder for the Shadow side of the vault, but it's for the Immortal side. So if you don't really have a group or don't even want to ask in chat, you could hit the button, and everybody else who's hitting that button will group together automatically, right? And once you have a group assembled, I would recommend only run vaults with 4 people. Don't try to run solo, because a lot of times if you meet a legitimate 4 people team on their side, you're probably going to lose if you run solo. So run with 4, and then queue. So you hit the queue button, or the party leader hits the queue button, and that puts you in a queue system. Basically, the queue says whoever hit the button first is number 1, and then second is 2, and so on and so forth. So you go all the way up to, I guess, infinity, right? Because the Immortals can't defend the vault until the Shadows alert, the Immortals. So essentially, we just kind of wait in queue until the Shadows actually alert, at which time the queue kind of processes through. So first in, first out, the first person in line will then have the chance to enter the defense. Okay. All right, so you can only queue when the party's ready. So just be sure this is true. I've noticed that even though I think it looks like you can queue with 1 or 2 people, I don't know why, but the queue button was always gray for me until I had 4 people for my party. Don't know why. It doesn't really matter. I queue with 4 people anyways. I never go less than that. So some caution things about the queue. If anybody from your party leaves for any reason, right, I don't really care why they left. They freaking got to feed their cats. They got to, water the plants. They dropped their phone in their toilet. I don't really care. If they leave the party, right, then you will drop from the queue and you will have to re-queue in the back. This is one of the major changes, right? When we were lining up manually, we could just say, hey, I was already, 3rd in line. I lost a party member, but I got one before, our vault defense popped. So, can I stay 3rd? You can kind of manually work this out. In this new queue system, you're automatically dropped. Everybody who's behind you moves up 1. So you're done. If you find somebody new, you will have to re-queue. Now you're at the back of the line. This is really important for those AFKers out there. So you know who you are. Like Meds, for example, putting his phone on the counter. I remember this. If you go AFK, then you will be dropped from the queue, because you will drop your party from the queue, because you'll leave the party and the party will no longer be ready. So be really careful about that. From what I've seen, DCs don't matter, meaning if you actually DC, it's not an AFK party drop. You will actually still stay in queue, and the other person has time to kind of connect back. I didn't see that they were dropped for any reason like that. Okay, other things that could take you out of the queue. Don't join instances. Don't join a dungeon. Don't join a rift. Don't try to run Sanctum. Don't try to go to your warband camp. I actually didn't even test that, but I assume that if you go to those instance things that are solo instances, then you will basically fall out of queue, right? Or another thing, don't join a raid. So I know a lot of people think, oh yeah, raids are not parties. You can be part of a party, but be part of a raid, it doesn't affect you. Well, it does affect you. If you join a raid and that raid, I don't even know if it has to start, but if you join the raid, then you will drop out of queue. So don't be joining raids and whatever you're going to be doing during this hour. You can open world farm all you want. Go kill mobs, run loops, whatever you're going to need to do during that time while you wait for queue. You can do world events, totally fine, as long as you don't join an instance. Okay, all right, so other things. If you're first in line, right, and any player is dead, so Arya had to deal with this in her party, but if anybody is actually dead when the queue pops, then you're dropped out of the queue, right? I feel like this video is going to be hyper funny because it's all this ridiculous situations where you basically get dicked in the face, right? So yeah, if you're first in line and your queue pops, I mean, defense comes up, but in that moment, somebody's dead in your party. Well, technically, your party's not ready at that point, and so you fall out of the queue, and then the next person's offered, I guess, the chance to go defend the vault in your stead. Okay, so that covers that point. Let's see what's next. When you're in queue, okay, make sure you're just farming open world. Do not do instances, like I said before. The dungeon will automatically pop up when it's your turn. So this is very important for the party leader. Everybody who's not the party leader will have to hit accept, right, to enter the dungeon. But if you're the party leader, do not touch anything, because if you hit that button that says cancel, you're gonna cancel out of that instance, and you're gonna be falling out of the queue. You're now in the back of the line. So don't hit anything. Be careful. That button is dangerously close to a lot of other UI buttons, like probably what you hit for attack or skills. So I could see how maybe you are going pretty fast and you hit a button and actually trying to hit a skill, but the queue popped, takes over your screen. You actually hit cancel instead. That could happen. Be careful. Recommendation, if you are number one, don't even farm because you might die, right? Go to the town, just wait there until it's your turn. Go do the defense, then come back out and start farming again. All right, so okay. Once you finish a vault, remember to re-queue. The system doesn't automatically do that for you. If you fall out of queue for any reason, also re-queue once you recover, right? Once the player reconnects, once the player rejoins the party, it doesn't automatically re-queue you. So hit the button again if you're the party leader. You have to remember to do that. Okay, so here's what I would recommend, right? Form a group. So this causes a lot of anger issues for people. Form a group. Ensure that all 4 people are kind of ready and they're not like about to drop for any reason. Make sure they can stay for the whole time, the whole hour of the defense, or at least until the queue drop pops, right? So if you go in a queue and you're number 10, be ready to wait up to like 10, 20 minutes. So if you can't wait 20 minutes, don't join the queue. Don't screw your party over. Just say, hey man, like, I'm sorry, I can't wait that long. Pick somebody else. Once you finish dungeon, that's a good time to go drop a party, or if you got to go, that's a great time. Switch people up, whatever you need to do, okay? But don't be switching people up like at 3, because again, even if you're number 3, you're not number 1. When you drop somebody, you're gonna go back to the back of the line when you pick a new party member. So don't do that. Don't do that to your team, basically. Okay, the system does seem to have some bugs so far. I'm not sure if the death thing is a bug. I'm not sure if any of the stuff I've told you about are bugs, essentially. Maybe the queue system could be a little bit more lenient, like hold your position for a little bit, if like for within a minute you still haven't, recovered your party member, then you drop out of queue or drop out of rank. I think that would make a lot more sense. I think currently the system is very punishing for any changes. But yeah, there's some bugs. Actually, I guess I'm not even sure if there are bugs. The only thing that's like super not clear is we're not sure if the game can detect when multiple vaults open. If it like knows that it's multiple vaults are open, and that you're going in, like it's gonna alert, let's say 3 people at the same time. I have seen where you get one message alerting a vault is under attack, and actually 2 parties go in because 2 vaults opened at the same time. So I think the system works. The other way I kind of confirm is if you look at the menu for the UI, you'll notice that there's two numbers on the bottom. Basically, one is like for attackers and one is for defense. So what you don't want to see is 0 out of some number. What you want to see is the two number matching. That means there's equal teams defending the vault to the teams that are attacking the vault. So as long as those numbers are always matching, that tells me the system is working and there are no, like, I guess, vaults where the Immortal's not going to. But what we don't know is obviously if something doesn't even get alerted, does it even show up on that number? Meaning maybe there's actually 3 active vaults, but it only shows you 2. Don't know. That's what we know so far. We did see some more items being stolen, but part of that could just be because like maybe we're not defending the vault very well today versus like previous days. So not sure about that. Anyways, that's all you need to know for the new vault system. Just again, basically the only thing I really want to highlight is if you're a party member, do everything in your power to stay in that party and do not drop from party, because once you drop party, you're screwing 3 other people when you do that. So try not to do that. Of course, life can happen, right? So if you have to go, you got to go. But just FYI, everyone knows. All right, Masaki. Yeah, I wish you good luck in the queue, man. Stay classy.
Fight how the fire waits. Not a word that you say can save this